Hey foot lover, today I want to talk to you about that quiet little fear that sits in the back of your mind, the one that whispers that something must be wrong with you, that this thing you love, this thing you keep coming back to is somehow dangerous, and that is the reason your life looks the way it looks right now. And I get why it feels that way. It's very common, especially in our community. But I am going to tell you that your fetish is not the thing that's hurting you. And I know that's not what you expected me to say, probably, but hear me out. Because there is actually something dangerous here. But it's not what you think. It's not the fact that you like feet. It's not what you think or where you think. It's actually hiding somewhere you're not looking. But when you do see it and you become aware of it, you can actually even turn it into good news for you. Obviously, there's a lot going on in your mind around this, but today I want to stop and talk about where the real danger actually is and where all of these negative feelings you have around your foot fetish are actually coming from. So let's just start right there at pleasure. Pleasure is not in itself something wrong. Our bodies are built to feel pleasure. We're wired for it. We have hormones responsible for that. And the excitement, the warmth, the buzz feelings, right? The butterflies in our stomach, the attraction, that electricity flutter in us, that makes us feel alive. And it's not something, therefore, to deny ourselves of or to try to remove it surgically. We are made to feel good, okay? We're designed for it. The pleasure becomes a problem only when it's coming mostly from one place, right? Like a very common one, a screen, like a TV, a laptop, your phone, right? Whatever makes that glow in a dark room at 1 a.m. where everything else is off and sleeping. When the glow becomes the only way you experience a little bit of rush, a little bit of pleasure, which is short, and it fades away fast. And these patterns can also apply to other things than just foot-focused content. We're talking about that short burst of pleasure hormone that makes it feel better in the moment, but for a short time. Now I want us to think about this. Real pleasure, the deep, the rewarding kind of pleasure, does that fade in, let's say, less than 5 minutes? It doesn't. Real pleasure leaves you with more than what you came in with. Like a good meal with people you love, a good laugh with friends, a real moment with somebody, or simply being by yourself even, dancing alone with your favorite music, or driving alone with your favorite music blasting in the speakers. Afterward, you're a little fuller than before. You feel a little better. Something got added to you, as opposed to numbing, right? Which is exactly the opposite. And you reach for it to make something disappear, like the boredom, the sadness, the loneliness, and whatever feeling you want to escape from, even for a minute. And it works for a minute. But after that, you're not fuller. You feel more drained. So don't ask if it feels good in the moment, because of course it does. It feels amazing in the moment. That's how it hooks you. Ask yourself the same question 20 minutes later. That's how you know. Are you fuller or do you feel emptier? Your body knows. So feel it. Ask your body how it feels. Now let's talk about the kink and kinks in general. I think kinks are totally fine in general, okay? A kink can actually be a beautiful experience. It can be a whole little world of play, of thrill. It can be creativity, it can be sensuality, a door into feeling alive, a door into feeling those butterflies in the stomach again and that flutter. Nothing wrong with that, whether you explore it on your own or with a partner or with your wife or even a professional. It can be a wonderful adventure. And if that's your thing, I want you to make it an incredible adventure. Sensual exploration, however that looks for you, can be a very expansive and a creative, and must I say even necessary thing in a person's life. When it's enjoyed with intention and self-command, it can literally up-level the quality of life. It's like life's amazing gift for us humans to balance out the challenges we have in our lives and the difficulties, and blowing off some of the steam and tension we accumulated as just trying to be the functional adults we need to be every single day. So it's really nice to dive into it in a healthy way, from a mind frame of love and self-love and regard for other humans being, regard of beauty and of connection, and also in regard with yourself, for yourself. And yes, I think you should totally explore sensuality as something that's part of life. And even if it's something out of the ordinary, but that you gave yourself permission to ride it with freedom. And that can be nothing less than ecstatic too. And it can help you in so many ways. Yeah, some people may even call magical ways. But what actually matters for this video is this. Pleasure is great, but again, under certain conditions. Does it hurt you? Does it hurt anyone else? Is it done responsibly? Is it done between consenting adults? And does it give you more than it takes? Now, I am getting a lot of questions about this. It's about watching content, okay? Watching adult content. That is fine. Making content, it's fine. I think it's a form of self-expression, of creativity, art, why not? It's literally a depiction of a very human side of humanity. Come on, we have horror movies and we have porn, okay? When it's not made to hurt anyone, it's not a problem. That demonization, I think it's coming to an end because people start to realize it really is fine and people do use it responsibly. And adult content watched responsibly, it's nothing that's just another thing that adults get to do, like plenty of other adult things. And it's healthy to have that outlet to release tension sometimes. What I think it's important into this conversation is the self-responsibility, the self-command, so avoiding excess, right? Because that's how you get to actually build that life you want, right? And those experiences you know you want to live. You need to take that energy you put into the watching too much and build that life for yourself that you want. You want to get and live more out there than locked in a room behind a screen. And listen, you can be single if you want. You can date if you want. You can explore your fetishes with whoever you want. Your wife, your partner, whoever they are, whatever your lifestyle looks like. As long as you're not hurting yourself and you're also not hurting anyone else. Those are the only rules. That's it. Because the only thing that really matters is how you feel about yourself, about who you are, and the life you're living. If you're feeling good about it, and you're not depressed alone at midnight, you're fine. You don't have a problem, okay? Now, because some of you heard me talk about being starved of connection and being starved of touch, you wrote to me and said, Rux, listen, I don't want to be with anybody. I'm happy on my own and I'm fine being single. And to you, my friend, if that's you, I say, good, beautiful. I love that for you. If you are genuinely at peace on your own, I'm happy for you. Because, yeah, of course, connection is not only in a relationship, it's also friends, it's also community, family, the pets you love. For me, it's the birds and the deer in my yard, okay? Honestly, if solitude is what keeps you be in a high frequency state, right, and your vibes up, then there's nothing wrong with it. That is exactly right for you. And that's it. The only thing with that is I want you to ask yourself really honestly just this. Are you truly happy being by yourself, or is that a scar? Okay, like, is it really I just love my own company and I don't need anybody else to complete me, right? Or I got so burned and hurt in the past that I just don't trust anybody anymore. Because from the inside, those two things can be easily confused, but only you know whichever is really true for you. So that's just something to reflect upon. Now, I'm going to say this one more time for this video. Your kink was never the problem. But there is a problem. Your kink per se was never the problem, but there is a problem in all of this conversation. And that is balance. Whether you're experiencing excess with it or not, if it makes you just an interesting whole being with a peculiar flavor, something that sometimes you share with the right people, sometimes that you just experience quietly in your intimacy, or this is the only thing that you have. This is the only outlet that you have to cope with things that you feel depleted in your life, to make the sadness disappear for a little bit, to numb the boredom, the scrolling at night. That is when it becomes a problem. So it's a problem when it takes a role that it's actually not built for, really. It's like a crutch to help you cope with the stressors in your day, in your day life. And at the end of the day, it's the only thing you have that you also keep hidden because it makes you feel ashamed of it and sometimes a little guilty, because you know that it is not something that is good for you, that is not great for you. And I'm talking about the loop, right? When it becomes an excess. And you know that. And you would like to go into the balance, but you also feel stuck. And by the way, if you want a simple way to start stepping out of that loop, I made a little thing that's called the exit kit, and you can find it at the link down below. Now, the excess, what is that? That is the loop. I want to help you see this because this is the real danger. This is where things can become a little risky. And I want you to think about the person who is stuck into this loop. And you would probably picture like what people call a loser, the lonely guy with that plant that's thirsty, hasn't been watered in 2 weeks, and there's like 3 different cups of coffee that are cold next to his desk. That's one of the people, sure, but it's not always like that. You know, sometimes it's the guys who seem like they have their shit together. Maybe he has a good job that he's actually good at. Maybe he has friends, he has plans this weekend, and people who love him and who would never in a million years guess? But he gets home too and says goodnight to everybody and closes the door behind him. And there it is anyway. That low, that emptiness, the loneliness, even with a phone full of names. He's bored. He's just feeling like nothing. Gray, flat. No matter how good his day looks from the outside. So yeah, he reaches for his phone too. Who doesn't? Because it's right there. And it's the fastest thing that will change that emptiness for a little bit. So he scrolls, he sees what he likes, and for a moment he feels relief. Yes, he feels something. But then it fades and he's back to the low, to the emptiness. So you know it by now. He's reaching for the phone again and another scroll, blah, 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 blah. That is the loop. And in the morning, he wakes up a little more tired of himself. That is it. But I want to be very clear about this. This is just a mechanism, really. It's just a mechanism that goes for that fast feeling of relief, which fades fast. So that's why there's always the going to the next one and the next one and the next one. And there's like this roller coaster of like, you feel high and then you feel empty and you feel high and you feel empty. It's just not healthy. Everyone who's been in a loop, and I've been in a loop, and a lot of people, it's like a reality that I feel like everyone is struggling with at least once in a lifetime, right? Is that you know deep down that this loop has in fact a cost, and that every time you run through it, it drains a little more energy out of you. And it's not random energy, guys. It's exactly the energy, the creative energy that you would otherwise use to build your life, to water that damn plant who's been so thirsty for 2 weeks, to put those sneakers on and take that walk, to text that friend back, and start doing the things you keep promising yourself you will do. That loop is soul draining. And I mean that really, because it doesn't take you anywhere. It just keeps you stagnating. And look, being still for a while is totally fine. Everybody needs a season for that, for rest, let's say. Some people need a longer time. Some people need less. That is human, and there's no shame in that. But if you do it long enough, you'll feel something is building up, like a low, quiet inflammation deep down into your soul, into the core of your being. And that inflammation, that is that emptiness, that flatness, that feel like you don't even need to try anymore. Like you don't even know why you should try. And that heaviness, fortunately, is something that can change. It's not everything you are. It's just how the loop is making you feel. Because you put into it too much of your time, too much of your energy, of your one life that you have. And it's yours to build with, to create with, to pour into the things that actually matter to you. That emptiness that you're feeling is not a life sentence, though. It's not something permanent. As long as you live, life is tapping you on the shoulder and telling you, hey, wake up. This isn't it. This isn't our life. There's more. Wake the F up. There's another kind of pleasure. You know this other kind of pleasure too. You know, when you feel a little proud that you actually built something, that you made something with your own tears and sweat. that you helped a cause you care about, that you made a difference, even a little difference in somebody's life, that you're putting your energy in a mission that you pick for yourself because it lit something inside of you. When you're pouring that energy into something you're curious about, something that intrigues you, or something that you're already good at. And that is because your soul wants expansion. It wants to build. It wants to explore. It wants adventure. That's what it wants. That is how it gets to know itself. Know thyself, right? That's what it means. And listen, it doesn't have to be big or flashy always, or impressive, or a mission to save the world. Maybe it's nothing but a garden, right? Or a simple, quiet, traditional life with a person you love, maybe with kids, with a pet, and a nice little house, and a nice little Sunday routine. Or maybe it's something bigger and louder, right? And more ambitious. Maybe you're more colorful and unique. All of it, all of the spectrum really is valid. The only condition is that you have to choose it for yourself because you felt called to do so. So that is what the loop is costing you. That. So now maybe you're sitting here and you're thinking, hey, I think it's a little too late for me. Rocks, I'm too far gone. I've been like this for way too long and I'd never really had a chance anyway. And if that's you, I hear you. And I'm going to say what's next with so much love. It's not too late for you. It's not. As long as you live, you can make choices because making choices and making changes happens in the now moment, okay? You don't get out of a loop by making a dramatic change, like taking one magical giant step. You do so by making small choices in each of these incremental moments that we live day by day, like this one, like right now. This is the only place where you can actually exercise your free will. Right here. Not in the past. Not in the past that you keep regretting and feel guilty of. And also not in the future that you're scared of. Here. Right now. So to exercise your free will, it doesn't have to be something super flashy or super dramatic. You can start small, and it's actually like that's the instruction. Start small as you can. Like water that plant, the poor plants. Put your sneakers on and walk one lap around the block or around the park. And then that's it. That's enough for the day. Text the person, sit outside for 10 minutes and just let the birds annoy you. Because, listen, you're not just a sack of skin stuffed with this heavy bunch of organ soup. And you're not doomed to blink at a screen until the end of your life. Come on. You're a whole entire person with a real life that's out there waiting for you. But the life is not going to knock on your door and drag you out of the room. If you want to meet it, you have to step outside of that door. And yeah, like I said the last time, yeah, maybe it's going to feel clumsy at first. Maybe there's going to be some trial and error. Maybe that first walk is going to feel stupid and pointless. And you're going to feel like an idiot doing it. That's allowed. That's okay. It's part of the process. So just do it anyway. And you're not going to stop. You just keep going. And here's the thing, my friend. Here's the thing. Here's why I am so stubborn in continuing this kind of work. And that is because I know I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. I can feel and I know that right now all over the world, there's people just like you and just like me, one by one, quietly, not dramatically, they're starting to wake up and to put the phone down, to make smaller, better choices, to open the door, to step outside, to open up, to open their minds, to open their hearts, to heal, and to explore the possibilities waiting out there to be experienced in this great adventure we call life. So, my dear food lover, in conclusion, your fetish is not dangerous. You can totally keep it. You can love it. You can have fun with it. You can play with it as long as it gives you more than it takes. And as long as nobody gets hurt, obviously. But that is all. The only danger that exists in this is the loop. And you can step out of that in a moment, just like this one. And in the next one, and in the next one, by making a small step in that direction. A small step like the exit kit that you can find down below. If this video resonated with you and you stayed with me until now, I have a dangerous word for you to comment down below. Comment dangerous. I'll see you in the next one. Much love.